Hi, I'm Evan Carmichael. Welcome to another edition of Ask Evan. In today's episode, I'm going to answer a question from one of my readers, Veronica, who wrote in asking about buying domain names and does it matter who she buys it from. So she wrote in saying, I learned from you that it's important to get Canadian hosting for Canadian businesses. Thanks, but I'm not sure. Does it mean that I should register a new domain name also with a Canadian company, or does it not matter in this case? Just wanted to ask this quick question. Thanks, hope it's all well. Miss your amazing SEO talk. So I used to do a session in Toronto for SEO, helping some companies. Veronica came out a lot, so thank you for the question, Veronica. So to answer your question, there's 3 things you can do if you are not an American company. So if you're a Canadian company or elsewhere and you want to rank in your local country. So I guess this would also help for Americans who are trying to rank in America as well. So the first thing you can do is your hosting. So where your hosting company is can impact your rankings, and it's not necessarily where the company is, it's where the servers are. So you may have some companies in Canada that are just sales reps and the actual servers are somewhere in Texas or Chicago or wherever. So you want to make sure that the server that you're going to be hosted on will be in Canada if you want to improve your Canadian rankings. So a quick way to tell, I use a Chrome plugin that's here that you can see that for any website it'll show you where the server is. So for me, for evancarmichael.com, I'm in Chicago, Illinois. Now I target a North American audience, so I don't care if I'm in US or Canada. So that's why my website is hosted in US. If you wanted really like Canadian ranking, then you'd want to try to get that switched to a Canadian based server if you can. So that's first off. The next thing you can do is buy a .ca domain name. So an example is my wife's company, TorontoDanceSalsa.ca. She teaches salsa classes here in Toronto, and even though her website is actually in the United States, because she has a .ca name, that carries a lot of weight with Google for and the other search engines for ranking locally in your country. So this is a great option if you have the .ca. Now this limits you. If you are trying to go to an international market and they see that you don't have the .com, then it's harder to get approval, it's harder to get rankings. People are less likely to want to do business with you. But if you are a local business and you target a certain country or geographic area, then having the local extension can really help you. The last thing you can do, if you already bought your domain name and you don't want to move over to another server, another thing you can do is go to your Webmaster Tools, and on your Google Webmaster Tools, and this is free for everybody, you can go to Site Configuration and then go down to Settings, and you can click a geographic target. So I haven't done this for my website because I don't only want to target users in one country, but if you were specifically only looking to target users in Canada, you can go target users and then go to Canada up on the list and then click save, and then Google would know that you're trying to target users in Canada and you'd show up higher in Canada but worse everywhere else. So I'm gonna not click that off because I don't want to show up worse in other countries. So for a business like my wife's, where she's only selling to people really in the Toronto area, Toronto, Canada, then that would be helpful for her. So she could say, I only care about my rankings in Canada and not about international rankings or US rankings. For a website like mine, I wouldn't want that to happen because I'm supporting the rank everywhere. So Veronica, I hope that helps. There's 3 different ways you can use. So if you already have the domain name, it doesn't necessarily mean you need to buy a new one. You could just switch to hosting or also go to your Webmaster Tools and say that you want to focus on Canada. If you guys liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and I'd also love to hear what you have to say. If you want to leave a comment under the video, your thumbs up and your comments keep me going. I love seeing those coming in every day, so that's really great. So thank you, and stay tuned for next episode.